And we're back with another episode of Let's Play Phantasy Star 4. I'm your host, the RPG guy. And it is time for us to continue as we progress. Oh, controller's off, there we go. As we progress here. So we've arrived back on Rykios because there's still one more small task at hand for us to deal with. And you know, you bet your bottom dollar we're going to deal with it. I think I went the wrong way, which is very likely. And Raja leveled right away. 63,000, jeez, I'm crow. Probably how close he was to leveling last time he was in the party. Just heal there. All good. All right. So talk about wasting some time, as I sometimes accidentally do. We're not gonna waste time with that. That's probably... You know what? Screw it. We don't need to waste time with these fools. That guy will fight. Instinct Gib. And we'll keep moving here. Elucidant is shiny. Whoa! A voice is reverberating in my head. Oh, protectors of Algo, the Anger Tower welcomes you gladly. Okay, because we have the right gear to do it. We're going to go over this way first because the more important stuff is over this way. And that's all she wrote. Chaz levels. What is his two next level here? It's 56,000. Almost 58,000. I just realized he doesn't have the slightly better healing. He only has Gasar. I mean, that's okay. That's not a deal breaker. I just realized that, though. Rika has Nassar, but not him. Okay, well, maybe he'll learn it at level 50, but we may not even get him to that level. It's very debatable how far I'm going to work these characters up. These enemies pretty much seem like what we've seen at the other towers, so nothing too special here. Honestly, I think we'll be okay with even with that in there. Raj's MP is through the roof, so he could be spamming powerful healing like it's nobody's business. Guard mail. Now, I believe Rika has this. Yes. Means Chaz needs it, and that puts his defense up to 192. So that's pretty much as good as it's going to get with him. And he's gone. these now. Kill him like the rest. Soul do, nice. Okay, we'll do some more. Nice. What the hell?
What? Alice, you're here on Rycross? Alice? Alice? Hey, answer me, Alice. Yikes, Alice!
Well, that's not good. Alright, well, let's knock some sense into this bitch. We're victorious.
Alice. Alice! Ah! Who's that?
Well, well, Protector. What a weakling you are, so you wail and lament for something you know to be an illusion.
An illusion? Is that right? You?
Your anger, your hatred, it's quite a show of your force of character. Would you like to be able to wholly transform those feelings into strength?
Huh?
There's a technique to transform emotions of anger and hatred into powers of destruction. Do you want to know about it? No, not really. Not from you.
Don't mess with me.
Huh. Why is that?
Even if I won using such a power, it would be meaningless. It would only make us the same as the darkness.
I see. You fought the illusion, and yet you haven't lost sight of yourself. All right. I shall trust you with the technique. The forbidden technique, Majid.
Majid, the forbidden technique?
There's nothing to be afraid of. It's necessary to feel anger and hatred for humans, to be human.
Oh.
There shouldn't be any danger that will be corrupted by the power of Majid. Just don't forget your true self.
And there it is. So if we look at status, and there's Majid there under the text. So yeah, it's an MP based skill. Strangely enough. So let's Ryuka out. Oh no, Hina's out. And the reason, oh, I'm in the wrong part of this temple. Okay, so the reason that that's a big deal is that if it were technique, it would mean we'd have to level it up in order to be useful. But because of the nature of it in general, it shouldn't be necessary. Let's go ahead and head here for the healing. And we got now a big asshole to deal with, so let's go deal with him, shall we? This profound darkness isn't going to fucking kill itself now, is it? So when it comes to teleporting, we definitely want to use Rune for this. And we want to go to Mile. We'll heal in Mile. Oh no. The ranch owner is... And he had such great hopes. They're all dead. This is fucked up. Alright, profound darkness, motherfucker. It's time to die. Yeah, my buddies here gonna kill you real good. Just saying. So we reach the edge, and oh boy. If you have vision, you know, if you have issues with flashing lights and stuff, you may want to, you know, not see a lot of the backgrounds here. It's pretty rad, though. Magomage is down. Ren leveled up. Sweet. And then we gotta go this way, I believe. This place isn't that difficult to really navigate, but there are dead ends. No goodies, no treasures, nothing like that. Just a crap ton of dead ends that you probably don't want to bump into. There's not really a reason not to fight the local enemies here, just because the XP is still pretty good. I believe you can leave here if you want, if you so choose to. Nice. Not as good as I was hoping, but it's meh. It could be worse. Still over 200 each, so we're not gonna bother rather with any healing. This could be really nasty. Yeah, we'll run away from that. The reason being, those mages would whip the shit out of Ren, and we just don't really need that right now. We're almost through here. One dude I think we can handle, though. He hits pretty nasty, too. And it actually expedites things along quite nicely. Soldier Fiend. He really likes to heal himself. Crit's really gonna do it. I mean, he's getting a lot of instant gives here, which tells us a lot. It means the enemies here are very vulnerable to insta-give attacks as well. Nice XP.
Just for laughs. Booyah. One way to deal with that. Here we go.
Is this the shape the profound darkness has taken? What's happening?
It's an emanation of the profound darkness. Anger, hatred of all that lives, and a great need to destroy. We've got to defeat this thing. This being must not be allowed to come to Algo.
The portal is not yet completely open. We've got to take advantage of this opportunity, Chaz. Right, let's go, everybody.
Roger. Yes.
This is it. Now we determine Algo's future. Our future.
And that looks like something right out of the thing. Funny thing about this, though, is that this battle is done mainly in stages. And so what really comes of this is that we just kind of want to approach this a very specific way. Just gonna say. We don't want to burn through skills. We don't want to waste our precious TP and items until we absolutely have to. So we just keep the attack pressure on. Ow. Alright, so we have clearly beaten the first phase. And now he's a little nastier. I want to just be on the safe side. We'll recover. Attack. Primate. Ow! Well, that sucks. Got me a little better. Here. Yeah, I overkilled pretty hard there.
Okay. Ow. Attack, attack, attack. That. There we go. Pop a Stardew. Change form. Finally, we get to where the battle gets nasty. We're gonna get nasty right back. The profound darkness. Oh, he lost his teeth in battle. Oh, how horrible. But he grew some nice boobs. All right, let's get to the nasty here. Pause. No. Let's rebuff ourselves just to make sure we have them all going. Let's go with Majid, Diban, Legion, Blessing. Also gonna put the speed up one as well from Rika. Also have her buff herself and all that crap too. Again. Just gotta keep laying the pressure on and having Raja do the healing. Do the last of that. I'm gonna put him on healing duty. Sar. We got some kick to him. Uh-oh. He's out of stuff that's useful. Keep hitting him hard. I just want to try that and see. The same difference. Cover. I think double slash is better. And there's not much to say. I'm just doing the same thing kind of over and over again in this fight just to wear it down as much as we can here. It's really just a battle of keeping up pace, you know, just constantly trying to make sure we're dishing out enough damage. Eventually we will kill the boss. It's how long can we keep this up for is really the question. Yeah. And that's all she wrote. Whew. A rough one. What's going on? The force holding this dimension hole is open. I'm not controlling this. Is gone.
I sense a time warp. Let's do the time warp again. It's getting bigger. Danger! Danger, Will Robinson, danger!
What are we supposed to do? What the... The Lycidian.
I think it's Alcidian. They're protecting us.
It's beautiful.
Thank
You all.
It's over, huh, Chaz?
Yes, it's over. We were able to keep Algo safe.
Departure preparations are complete. Well, I guess we'll head back to Desolis.
We'll get a ride with Ren.
It was quite a fun journey, Chaz. The likes of which I... because I'm not in control, haven't had in a long time.
You should come visit Desolis once in a while. Maybe I'll finally have an accent picked out.
That's not possible. They don't have a spaceship. And flapping their arms won't get them too far. I got jokes, y'all. I got jokes.
So, I guess it's really goodbye, Chaz.
What a pity you won't be able to enjoy my wit anymore. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit gas.
I will go to Zealand to assist my master Ren. Goodbye, Chaz. Bleep bloop. Eventually the time will come when both my master and I will become unnecessary to Algo. But until that time, I will work to complete my duties.
After I take everyone to Desolis, I will return to Zealand. I guess you will need the support of the system a little.
Probably a while longer.
Right? Yep.
Ren, where's Rika?
She's already gone to the Landale. Parting must be difficult for her.
I see.
Goodbye, Chaz. Stay well. Nom, nom. I believe we will meet again. I'll be back. Ah. Stick around. See you later. Get to the chopper. Daddy, no. Rika, we are leaving. Shut up. Get on the ship.
Yes.
They're gone.
Ren,
Rika, the road you choose will probably be painful and there are no tag backs. I'm telling you, no tag backs. It'll be difficult. You are our hope. You must be strong and live with pride.
Yes, Ren. Thank you.
I've got to get back to Tonaway. Thanks. Thanks. Oh, wait, got wrong voice.
I've got to get back to Tonaway, Chaz. Thanks for everything. I feel that I learned a lot from this trip. Thanks. I learned a lot about killing. I killed so many things. I'm returning to the academy. Those books aren't going to read themselves. After all this, I've become disgusted with some of the atrocities of the academy. People there, yeah. Like the principal, right? Or the whatever, the dean. I'll just have to transform those feelings into inner strength. Goodbye, Chaz. I will always be proud that I fought beside you.
Chaz, I guess it's goodbye.
Rune.
Even though the battle against the ultimate fiend is over, my mission as must continue. You see, I must watch over all Algo. Not even a break, not even a burger joint to hit up in between, you know? I'm still lacking in training and experience. I must continue to improve myself. And eventually pass it on to the next one.
Won't we meet again?
Probably not. You silly, don't cry. You can live now without anyone else's help. Unlike a bitch.
Rika, Chaz. Rika! Rika, Chaz. Pop me in the pooter till my butt bleeds.
So long, Chaz. Take care. Send me the Betamax.
Rune, thank you, and goodbye.
The long battle is over. Is that him saying that?
A long battle?
No, it's not. We were able to free ourselves from the terrible curse of yore. To the souls of those who sacrificed their lives for Algo. Sleep in peace. So Roger's getting fucked up from person to person. From age to age. As long as memories last. We will not forget the sacrifices that have been made. The eons-old struggle between light and dark has ended, and now the curtain rises on a new age. And there it is. Phantasy Star 4, the end of the Millennium. The Phantasy Star games in general have very wonky storylines. That's just a mild criticism that I have. It's not necessarily inherently a bad thing or anything kind of the sort. It's just an observation. In their attempt to be complex, they're vague and sometimes, again, clunky. But there's good story here. And you have to be a little bit understanding of the time period. Phantasy Star 1 is the intro into the series with a lot of experimental stuff. Phantasy Star 2 was when they started getting it right. Phantasy Star 3 was overly ambitious for what it was. And ultimately, in my opinion, is one of the weaker ones gameplay-wise, but story-wise it's still really good. And Phantasy Star 4 is the icing on the cake, where that brings everything together in such a way that we have an actual canon. My feelings for Phantasy Star 4 is number one, it is one of my favorite ones. It's definitely the most balanced of the Phantasy Star games, followed by 2, and I have a soft spot for 1 and 3. As far as Phantasy Star after this, I never got into the Phantasy Star Online games, and every time I've tried, it's been rather disappointing. It's not that I don't like them or that they're not good. They have a huge fan base that's still active even today. My thing with Phantasy Star Online is I just never got into it. Now there's some, and that's really all there is to it. I think there's a Phantasy Star phone game that came out for a while in Japan, and that's really it. The series has been stagnant for quite some years, and a part of me has always wondered if they would go back and redo the original 4 games like to AAA status. Again, I say that about a lot of old JRPGs. And I do think that they could, because they could clear up a lot of communication issues between the games and add some more communicational stuff in those games. And then continue with a Phantasy Star 5, 6, 7, so on and so forth, because they did leave enough of an opening to continue the story. Did they do it in Phantasy Star Online? I've never really cared to know, personally. And that's just a personal preference. And that series didn't even take off until, what, GameCube and Dreamcast era, I want to say, somewhere in there. So, what do I rate this one? I definitely rate this game a 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10 even, closer to 6.5, 6 out of 10. It's a good game. It is wonky, it is confusing. The spells, the techniques, and a lot of that stuff are very, wonky just because of the naming schemes and everything. Don't necessarily, they once you understand them, they work, but outright they don't. There's a lot of skills that are relatively useless. And one thing is that you noticed is going through dungeons and stuff is usually just beating things up and healing. Not often do we rely on our casting MPs or TP, our technical points, and our skills. We usually have to save those to unleash upon a boss. So the Phantasy Star series definitely is not a difficult series, but it is a very easily constructed series, and it's effective at what the story is trying to tell. It's actually, to be fair, one of the best science fiction fantasy stories out there, next to the Xenogears Xenosaga universe. And Star Ocean. Those are the real 3 that I can think of off the top of my head in this moment that are like the best of what they do. Star Oceans are still being, I think, made to this day, and I think the last couple installments haven't been very good. And you can say the same thing. It's now Xenoblade Chronicles. So you have Xenogears, Xenosaga, and Xenoblade Chronicles, and I've never found the Xenoblade Chronicle game stories to be that interesting. They kind of fall flat for me, and the gameplay, again, is that they went from a likable system of Xenogears Xenosaga to a battle system I don't really like, which is the Xenoblade Chronicle stuff. But it is what it is, and again, it has its fan base. So who am I to really overly criticize a successful franchise? But Phantasy Star, to me, has always felt like the competitor to Final Fantasy on the Sega. And it really did do its best to hold that title. It was, and again, each new installment was incredibly ambitious. But Final Fantasy just did it better. They told a more compelling story with a more likable cast. I mean, if you look at the previous Phantasy Stars, there are like one or two characters that stick out, and then the rest are just kind of there. Excluding Phantasy Star 4, I think has the most characters that are interesting. But you know, it is what it is, you know. If you've not played the other Phantasy Star games, I recommend doing it, but with the caveat that they did not age well. If there are fan-translated versions of Phantasy Stars 1 and 2, so you may want to seek those out. Phantasy Star 3, you might want to play with the means to play it with a fast-forward button, because the walking animation is really bad. It's really slow. There's some modded versions out there, too, I think, that fix it. But whichever suits you is probably fine. And, you know, all in all, I enjoyed the game. And I still enjoy this game to this day in my own way. Again, it's not the best it's not the best RPG to really come out on the Sega. I still think Shining Force is echelons, I guess is the term, better than Phantasy Star, but I enjoy Phantasy Star, and again, there wasn't a lot of games like this at the time. And so this, to me, was a big dive into a whole new series of like ideas that RPGs could do. I think Phantasy Star personally is responsible for inspiring creators and game designers to be like, hey, we can make RPGs that don't just take place in fantasy settings. They can take place in space. They can take place in the Wild West. They can take place in parodies of the real world. They can take place wherever our imagination and creativity can take it. And that's one of the things I loved about the golden age of RPGs, which is the Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis age, all the way through PlayStation 1. They did so much unique stuff in there, and I've not even touched it, from Live-A-Live to the Treasures of Rudra to Phantasy Star, as you noticed, to the space the space opera JRPGs I mentioned earlier. You know, to the, I think I said, if I didn't say it now, the Wild West themed ones, the horror themed JRPG games that are out there. And there was so much that can be done, and there's still so much left to do. And I want to see more of these fun kind of JRPGs, and I'm going to find more to share with you guys. So anyway, I'm your host, the RPG Guy. Thank you for stopping by. And next time, we'll be pulling out another game from my list of many games I got to do Let's Plays of. And again, I thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you for checking out this Let's Play. I enjoyed sharing this game with you, and I hope to have inspired you to check out other retro JRPGs. Anyway, thanks for stopping by, guys, and we'll see you guys next time.